This Corecon training video is exploring a feature found under projects and quality control and safety called checklists. In today's competitive market, contractors are not only faced with keeping budgets in line, but fulfilling expectations. Sacrificing quality to keep projects on schedule is not an option. In construction, doing the work correctly the first time is key to keeping customers happy and projects running smoothly. To ensure quality at every phase, construction companies need systems in place. Using only a building inspector to ensure quality is not the answer. Corecon's checklist feature is an important tool for ensuring quality. It's also especially useful if you've already established processes in your company that need to be followed each time a new project is set up. It's important to remember that if checklists are generic in nature and can be applied to multiple projects, then it is advised that you create a checklist template in global settings. These templates can then be copied to a project, eliminating duplicate data entry. Remember that the respondent company's contacts and due dates is per submittal item and not the overall checklist. Remember to include the companies that will be referenced on checklists in the project directory at the project level. Corecon's knowledge base includes a long list of suggested project checklists if you have not already established your own. Once you've started a new project, there are 3 ways to add checklists to a new project. From quality control and safety under QC stats and checklist. If you go to actions, you can add checklists manually. You can import from the checklist templates mentioned in global settings. You can also copy a checklist from another project. Let's take a look at adding a checklist manually. Although a prime contract is not required, if you choose, you can select one. And we're just going to call the checklist mobilization. Click Next. And next, we're going to create checklist sections. We're going to have 2 of these. These are sections used to categorize items. We'll click Add and Next. Now we're going to add the items themselves. We'll use the category or section called Mobilize Subcontractors first. And we're going to actually select the subcontractor responsible and their contact. And we're going to give that a due date. Next one is also section 00. Now we're going to switch to section 01. And let's switch the responsible companies. And we'll give that a due date. And we'll click Add and Next. We have the opportunity to drag files, or we can select local files and add to the records. Click Skip and Finish. There's our first checklist. If we want to edit either of these, just click the Edit button. You can change the sections or the descriptions or those assigned. The other way of adding checklists is from a checklist template that you can set up in global settings. This template is covered in a separate training video, but since I've already set some up, I'm going to go to Actions and I'm going to add another checklist from a template. Again, there's a lot of examples and samples of checklists in Corecon's knowledge base. We'll add the generic checklist for shop drawing review. Optionally selecting a prime contract. Click Next. We'll make the responsible party as a default our company. and we'll give that a due date and click Finish. Once these items are entered, you can click Edit, make changes. You can also use the Global Changes button. I'm going to select all, go to Global Changes. I can update the sections, the date checked. We'll do the date due, responsible company, reset the order number, and so on. That global change will change only those items that you select. I selected all. And back to the list. So we've entered checklists and sections here. As checklist items are completed, you can go back into the checklist and click Edit. And as these are completed, just check these off and Corecon will record the date that you've checked them and click Save. Throughout the process, you may also want to print reports. So from within checklist details, I go to reports. This is a detail style report. Your logo would appear there, of course. Those can also be recorded and saved as a PDF to the linked files. If I go back out to the checklist and go to reports, here I have a log style report, and we'll just choose the first one. Back to quality control and safety. Third way of adding a checklist to an existing project is from the checklist and actions, click on Copy Checklist. This allows you to select checklists used in other projects. Click Next, copying it to the current project. And it gives you a few options on how to do that, and then click Finish. Now that third list has been imported. The next step would be to open that. Using the Edit, you can reassign the responsible contact, the due dates, and so on. If you'd like to know more about the information covered in this training video, we encourage you to go to the knowledge base, to leads and projects, to quality control and safety. The information covered in this training video, as well as additional and more detailed information, can be found in these knowledge base articles.